Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 112, and today we are going to talk about the difference between training alone and training with ongoing coaching, which is a particularly crucial topic if you're looking at training either yourself or your actual sales team. But first, if you've got leads that you want to convert into salespeople who have requested information from you but haven't bought yet, I've got an awesome resource for you over at johnblakeaudio.com, where you will get an audio training program where I show you the exact strategy that you can use to double sales with your existing leads. This is the same strategy that I work with my high-ticket clients on. It's one of the first things that we implement in their business when we first start working with them. And that's what you want. You want consistent results. So head over to johnblakeaudio.com, grab the training. What you'll also get is a PDF with the exact word-for-word scripts and email templates, what to write, when to write it, when to call over a 90-day period to maximize every single opportunity that is in your pipeline. It is over at johnblakeaudio.com. Go grab it, and I look forward to hearing your success story when you put it into practice. Okay, so we're going to talk about training and the difference between training and coaching, or training and ongoing coaching versus just training alone. And I'm reminded of a conversation that I had with a retail client, actually, that I have worked with on and off. They were actually a client of mine in a previous business, and then when I set up the training business, I used to do a retail sales masterclass, and I used to call this guy every time I ran one because I had a really good relationship with him. They bought heaps of surfwear off me over the years, and I remember ringing him one day and saying, is there anyone that you'd like to send along to the retail sales masterclass? And he said no. And I reckon, every single time I rang him and I asked him if he wanted to send anyone, he said no. And one day I said to him, look, I reckon I've rung at least 8 times and offered, for you to improve the skills of the people that you've got working on the retail shop floor. And every single time you've said no. I said, is there a particular reason for that? And his answer really got me thinking. And he said, well, I used to be a school teacher, and they used to send us to these professional development courses, and we would go and do them, and no one would ever implement it. No one would ever do it. We'd get taught all this stuff, and no one would ever do it, and no one that I ever went through the training with would even do it. And I thought, well, that's really interesting, and it actually highlights something that I've noticed in now over 17 years in coaching and training and consulting and facilitation. And that is that if you train a group of people, if you just do like a one-day training, you will almost certainly get an increase in enthusiasm. You get a spike in some short-term results, and you'll get a spike in enthusiasm, you'll get a spike in energy, and you'll get a spike in activity. But what happens is that typically the performance will slip back to a level just above where it was before they attended the training. And I started to look further into this, and I found a study by a company called Olivero and Bain. And they did a study, and they found that they had 2 groups. One, they just gave training on a particular skill to, and the other, they had training on a particular skill plus ongoing accountability and coaching. And the group that just did the training alone got a 22% shift in their results, and the group that had the training combined with ongoing coaching got up to 88% of a shift in their results. So it's like 400% difference in training versus training with ongoing coaching. And so often it's this philosophy, it's a box ticking exercise. People, we just want to do a training, like a 1-day training or 2-day conference thing with our team, and they don't combine it with any ongoing training, and the results tend to reflect the fact that they've only done it once. It's like a shot in the arm. It's almost like walking into the gym and expecting to walk out massive. There are some particularly powerful benefits, through training your team, especially in sales and customer service. Not the least of which is that, all employees perform each aspect of their job with a high degree of excellence and consistency. Results are predictable because training and skills are consistent. The supervisor or any team member would give a similar answer to each question or response to a problem by an actual client. Each employee would give a similar answer for each question or a problem that might arise with a client. The client treatment or the client experience is similar no matter who the client deals with, and all actual team members know what is considered good performance or attitude. So there's all these benefits that go with ongoing support. And one of the best things that you can do from a sales perspective is to actually record people's interactions with clients. That is the single best way that you can improve performance, is actually record their calls. Because often, especially in the early years where we couldn't really, where recording wasn't really that widespread, is that you would do a training with a group of people, and they would say, and they come back in the next session, and how'd you go? Oh yeah, no, we did it. But often they didn't do it. And now you can actually record the calls, so you can actually really hold people accountable and give them real life coaching, real live coaching on what it is that they've done. So I hope this is beneficial. If you are considering, doing a training session with your team, make sure that there's an implementation period leading on from the actual teaching of the skill, because it will make life so much easier, and it will bring so much better results than what you will get if you just do training alone. Cool. So as always, thank you very much for listening, and I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker's Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies to maximize your sales process with new episodes every week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive free no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.